Hey guys, so I'm going to film my Sephora VIB sale wish list and anti-haul. In other words, what I'm not going to buy from my wish list. As you may be able to tell here, I have over 18 pages. I'm actually kind of surprised that Sephora hasn't limited the number of pages that I've been able to create full of items, but I don't know if they have an absolute max or not, but in any case, I have a lot of items here, and I tend to keep items on my wish list that I've either already purchased or are out of stock, limited edition products, just because I like looking back and just kind of seeing either what I've bought or looking at prices and that kind of thing. So the VIB sale begins for Rouge members on Tuesday, April 18th, and that's 15% off. Begins the following day on Wednesday for VIB members, and then I don't know if Beauty Insiders, if theirs begins on Thursday, but I think theirs is 10% off. So in the grand scheme of things, 15% off at Sephora is great because they don't offer sales very often. They only have 2 sales a year. In the fall, they have a 20% off sale for VIB Rouge members. So that sale tends to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more exciting, and they also have all the fall holiday sets that come out. So I don't tend to get too crazy with this sale. Some years it's closer to my birthday, which is the first week of April, so I'm a little bit more, I guess, indulgent, but this is, a couple of weeks after, so I'm not as enthused, I guess. One thing I will mention, Ebates is a great way to, I guess, increase, it's 8% right now. Well, that's interesting. It probably won't be 8% when the sale rolls around. It's typically more like 4%. So if it were 4% added to 15%, it'd be kind of like 19%. You don't get your Ebates cash back in the same transaction. You get a check or a PayPal deposit once a quarter from Ebates, whereas the Sephora discount code is deducted from your total. So the great thing about the Sephora VIB sale is that it's a promo code that you can use multiple times during the sale. It's not like the Ulta coupons, which tend to be a one-time use code. Ulta just sent out a 20% off coupon code for Platinum members, and that's, I guess, through the Sephora VIB sale period. So obviously if there's an item that is sold at Ulta, it would be a bigger deduction to buy it from Ulta rather than Sephora. Ulta also has, I believe, around 3 to 6% cash back normally, so you can kind of take that into account as well. So I'm going to give you some kind of generic tips and tricks and what I recommend that you pick up during the Sephora sale. As I said, I don't intend to buy that many items. Some of these items, if they're like this lip balm is $10, and if I were to combine that with another item and reach the $25 mark, then I would be eligible for one of the deluxe samples that Sephora has. And those kind of flip over pretty regularly. So I like to do that. It's just kind of up to you whether you consider 15% off of 25 to be more beneficial than a deluxe sample down the line. Just something to consider. So the first item I have here is the Sephora Favorites Give Me Some Lip and Liner set, and this is on sale for $30, down from $60. I think this came out over the holiday period. You can tell it has some of the darker, more vampier kind of fall shades in there. I don't intend to pick that up, but it's, I guess, a good idea to kind of browse the sale section just to see if there's anything that you were kind of lusting after that's now on sale, because the discount code also applies to sale items. This coconut lip love, as I said, I might not pick up during this sale, but I like this type of packaging to keep in my car during the summer because it won't melt like a traditional lip balm would. And this one has a lot of great ingredients. It's not petroleum based, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I just thought that'd be interesting to try down the line, so I added it to my favorites list. The YSL Touche Éclat, I like the packaging. I don't intend to buy this. I bought one of the prior limited edition packages, so I like the star design, but it's not something I probably need to spend $42 on just for the pretty packaging. This lip art mini set, I would recommend. There's a couple of videos that the Dupe That girls did. They said that the packaging is not that great, even on the full size. It's kind of cheap. But for $22, I thought it was kind of a nice little set. You get 2 shades. So if that's, something you're interested in, I always like looking for these kind of sets of exclusive products. This Commodity Best Dressed Travel Spray Kit. This is $45. I believe the full-size travel spray is $30, and it's about the size of 2 of these. So you're getting, a bigger bang for your buck. You're getting to try 6 of those. I think they're definitely bigger than your kind of standard perfume sample size. So I thought this would be a good Mother's Day gift if you're looking for one, especially if you have a mom who's interested in more niche perfumes or just a little bit more adventurous. That would be a good gift for her. This I just thought was interesting because of the Way dry shampoo. I don't know if it's a foam or a mousse, but kind of in that same vein. I just thought it was interesting that they have a product like that now. The Bite Beauty Agave Lip Collection, or Balm, I guess this is. I've tried their, whatever their original one was in the tube. I thought this was interesting because obviously it's something that you can apply on the go and not have to worry about having a clean finger. And Jamie Page recommended this in her Sephora VIB sale recommendation video, so I added that as well. I don't necessarily plan on picking that up now, but it's one of those, like, if down the line I need to buy lip balm or So this NARS eyeshadow palette, this is a new one. I don't need this. I don't plan on picking it up. I just kind of like to look at it and just keep it on my radar, I guess. So Jo Malone just came to Sephora, and that's really exciting. I've never had a candle from them, and I haven't tried very many of their scents, just because it's a little bit more difficult to get like a perfume sample or something from them. I might hold off until the fall sale. Hopefully they'll come out with some travel sets and bring those to Sephora. Not travel sets, but like holiday gift sets. And of course that'll be a greater discount as well. So looking forward to trying those, but probably not at this point. This Clinique Moisture Surge Hydrating Supercharged Concentrate. This is a new item in their kind of Moisture Surge line. That's that pink gel moisturizer. I've tried it before. I think it's better suited if someone has more oily skin. I was just curious about this product and what it might be or what effect it might have. Probably won't pick this up until I see some reviews on it. This Milk Makeup Tattoo Stamp. I thought this was a really interesting product. It reminded me of the makeup that they used to have in like the Restoration period in England, so late 17th century and then into the 18th century, so you can kind of think of Marie Antoinette kind of going into that period. And they would use shaped beauty marks. So I think a star or a heart might have been used. I don't think peace signs, smiley faces, and yin yangs were very, they would have been anachronistic, I guess. So anyway, so I just thought this was interesting, kind of an homage to that historical style of makeup. Even if it's $12, I don't plan on picking it up. It's not something I would wear very regularly, if all. But yeah, I guess unless you're doing some sort of restoration drama play, I would say you can either freehand it or use a stencil, but interesting, unique product there. So this is the Marc Jacobs Beauty Air Blush, and this is one of the few products I actually will probably buy. This is Flesh and Fantasy, which is the bronze shade. I'm thinking I will probably pick up this shade, which is Kink and Kisses. I think this would be a nice summer shade that's flattering on my skin tone. This one I like, but I feel like it's a more kind of spring blush shade, that bright pink. That one looks too dark, that one looks too dark, and between this one and this one, I think I just prefer this shade. So definitely considering that. I tend to try to buy products from Sephora that are either exclusive brands, exclusive products, or even if they're not exclusive, it's hard to find the products at a discount somewhere else. So the Living Proof Curl Enhancing Styling Mousse. I just saw Jessica Brown talk about this, and I think she has similar hair texture to mine, so kind of wavy, and she said that this really helps kind of give her more of a curl. I apologize if I'm sounding a bit stuffy. I'm still kind of dealing with some allergy issues, but anyway, this is the full size and the travel size. I might pick this up. I haven't really decided. I'm not dying to try it, but it's easier to go with a more, I guess, a natural hair texture during the summer if it's really humid, so I might pick that up. The YSL Touche Cloth, they added a white, like a pure white shade, so I thought that was an interesting addition. Haven't really heard anything about it so far. The Juno Face Oil from Sunday Riley. Stephanie Nicole talked about this. I believe this is the half-ounce size. They have a larger size, which is more expensive. Yeah. Probably won't pick that up. It's pretty pricey for a face oil, so I'm not really looking to invest in anything right now. The Sunday Riley Sunday School set. I thought that was a cute name. Again, Good Jeans and the Luna Oil are kind of staple products for them now. The CEO range is new. I've heard kind of mixed things about it. And I'll talk about Drunk Elephant in a little bit, but I would probably go with Drunk Elephant over this based on what I've heard from like Stephanie Nicole talk about vitamin C and such. So anyway, it's a cute little set if you are just looking to try some products from her. Deborah Lippmann, I would recommend buying these products from a different site, either the Deborah Lippmann site itself. I just recently got a 20% off code from them, so that would be obviously a bigger discount, or not this set, but the previous one, I think, or maybe two sets ago, kind of a range of berry tones was on HSN, and they do like 20 off of 40 periodically, so that would be almost half off if you add something else to it. So I would recommend looking for it there if you can hold out. Benefit Cosmetics Cheek Parade. This is at Ulta, so I don't plan on picking this up. I already have 3 of these shades, so buying this palette for those 2 just doesn't seem like as big a deal to me, but if you don't have any of the Benefit shades and are looking to try it, I would recommend buying it from Ulta, especially if you have that 20% off code. This is out of stock at the moment. I don't know if it'll come back. This has the SK2 Essence. They had a 100-point perk. I don't know if it's still available, but the 100-point perk is about a third the size of this. So if you don't mind that smaller size, you might want to try the 100-point perk if you can. Otherwise, I guess hope that this comes back into stock. I don't plan on picking this up. I was kind of curious about this. I've heard good things about this Pharmacy Moisture Mask. I think Fleur de Force just talked about it. The other items I'm kind of indifferent to, so probably wouldn't be worth it to me. Pat McGrath, this is really pretty, but realistically I probably wouldn't use the products enough to justify the cost. The Makeup Forever Brow Gel. I have this. This, I guess, is new to Sephora. I think a lot of people are under the impression that it's a brand new product. I like this. I think I prefer the Anastasia Brow Gel. It has more hold to it. If you're looking for something a little bit softer, this is a nice one. The Milk Makeup Eye Pigment. I might pick up the Champagne shade. I've heard a lot of people talk about this recently, but it's a cream product, and those you kind of have to dedicate to using within a certain time frame. So this is the Commodity Storybook Fragrance Gift Set. This has all of the current shades, or current scents, I guess. But something about spending money, even if it's a complete set for like these little samples that you would get as a freebie, just kind of turns me off a little bit. But if you like the idea of having a full set, that's something you might want to look into. Too Faced, I would wait to purchase this from either Too Faced or another site, like it's sold at HSN, for example, where I can get a better deal on it. I'm not desperate enough to try it, but I will probably purchase it eventually. This is a cute little set. I've bought a lot of their holiday sets that come in tins, and the mirror is cute, but the products themselves I'm not eager to try. So I added this, but I don't really plan on buying it. This was a cute little bag. Don't need it. The other Deborah Lippmann set. This one is more like the pink mauve type shade range. This I'm curious about, this Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment, but I don't know if I want to spend $24 on it or 24 minus 15. It does intrigue me. It's a lip exfoliator, but instead of having a really abrasive sugar scrub, it has these little nubs on the applicator. So I'm curious about it, but I'm not totally sure. Pixi has a product like it that has, I think, some citrus oils in it, so I like the ingredients on this one a little bit better. So this apple cider vinegar hair rinse, they have a travel size on Ulta's website, I believe for like $5. So I would probably try that before committing to this full size. And also, if the idea of spending that much for an apple cider vinegar rinse kind of turns you off, this one has more than just apple cider vinegar, but I think you can get similar benefits from making your own, like just using perhaps a diluted apple cider vinegar solution. So that's something you might want to look into. This product, this Burberry blush, I thought was really pretty for the embossing. They said that they modeled this after some wallpaper at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. So I really like the story, I like the pattern, but realistically, if I bought this, it would just sit in a drawer and I wouldn't want to use it because I wouldn't want to mess up the pattern. So I might as well just keep the picture saved on my computer and look at it that way instead of spending the money on it, is kind of what I concluded. This Nest Cedar Leaf and Lavender Candle. If they had this in the travel size, I might be tempted, but I don't think I want to invest in this size until I've kind of smelled it in person at least. My go-to lavender candle is the Voluspa Cade Lavender, I think. I've talked about it in a lot of empties and such, but that one I think is $20, 20 some dollars. I don't know how the ounces compare exactly, but it's definitely, I think, a better value. This Bobbi Brown blush I just bought at the Bobbi Brown Friends and Family sale, so I won't be picking that up. This one, the Anastasia Glow Kit. If this one came back into stock, I might be tempted. I don't think I want it enough to go to a store to buy it in person. The hype has died down a little bit, partly just because there's so many new products that come out all the time. So yeah, especially with the new Aurora kit coming out, I'm not totally sure that I still want this, but we'll see. The Hourglass Lip Stylo, I've heard really good things, but I just don't think I need any more lip products at the moment, so will probably hold off on that. This Cover FX highlighting palette, I actually bought this from the Cover FX website. They had a deal on, I think it was Gilt, around the holidays, where if you spent $30, you got $60 in credit. So I picked it up there, and unfortunately this was right before the holographic shade came out in their custom enhancer drops. So I wasn't able to get that, but I decided to pick this up. It has cream and powder versions of Moonlight and Celestial. I haven't really played around with the product too much, but I'm not the biggest fan of the packaging. It just feels a little bit cheap. Some of the pans themselves were kind of wobbly, like they weren't glued down totally well. And I'm not crazy about having cream and powder products in the same palette. So it's something I might depot and just put the powder products in a magnetic palette. But anyway, I just picked that up. The 8 and Bob, I got a sample of this from, I think it was Bloomingdale's when I placed an order. And my husband really liked it, but I think, given that the travel spray is so expensive, I would probably get it either a la carte, which is just like a one-off purchase, or resubscribe to Scentbird. So the monthly subscription fee is, I think, $15, and the a la carte is $16 or $17. And I used to be subscribed to Scentbird, but I canceled it just because I had so many perfumes, and I kind of had gone through everything I was super interested in. But I might do that. It's not as big as this travel spray, but realistically, he probably won't go through it that quickly anyway. So some more products. Another tattoo stamp like I talked about. I'm really not a fan of the boxed blushes from Benefit. I'm not a fan of the packaging, so I probably wouldn't purchase even if I absolutely loved the product. So that's one way where the palettes are nice from Benefit, and that you don't have to deal with this packaging. So these pillowcases, I think this one is, or maybe this one. No, I think this one is anti-acne, and these two are supposed to be good for your skin and hair, keeping it less tangled and preventing wrinkles. But especially this one, as far as I can tell, it's just a silk pillowcase, and you only get one. So I would recommend buying this somewhere else, like if you just want a silk pillowcase. It's really expensive for what it is. So I might buy a silk pillowcase down the line, but I probably won't buy that one. This Neon Limelight is really pretty, but I just bought the Becca Amethyst highlighter, so I realistically don't need another kind of purple lavender toned highlighter in my life right now, especially one that's like $60. The Lancer Method, so this has a smaller version of the Method polish if you are interested in trying that. This is a more affordable way to do so. I think I added all of these products because Tiffany D talked about them in a video. So she recommended them highly. I think she has a more oily, acne-prone skin type than I do. My skin tends to be pretty dry, but I still have the occasional breakout. So anyway, these are really great. These are basically clear sticker type looking things. They call them dots. And they have a salicylic acid medication on them, so you just stick them on your face or elsewhere. I actually prefer them to use on my body because you can go in public, I guess, with the clear sticker, but it might catch the light and, you know, it might be more noticeable. But these are great because if you apply them correctly, they won't come off on your clothes like, you know, just a gel or cream might. And you can even shower and they won't come off. So kind of a great long-term, I mean, I wouldn't keep them on for days, but they're a little bit more long-lasting, I guess. This I probably won't purchase. It's just the shades I don't really need. It's just attractive because it's only $30 and it's Viseart. If you haven't tried any of the Viseart shadows, this might be a good thing to pick up, just so you can kind of get a taste of it. But I don't need it. This is that berry shade that I mentioned. This is a newer product from Drunk Elephant, but for the price tag, I think I would have to try it before I bought it, so that's not something I intend to buy. I have the original shade of this Dior Addict, and I added this more plum kind of berry shade. If I did buy this, I would probably wait till the fall because it would just be more seasonally appropriate, so I probably won't get that anytime soon. The Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer. I bought the Glowing Garden shade when it came out last spring, and I added this just because it was like kind of a more permanent product that they added, and I was curious about it, but I don't need it. So this Becca primer, I would definitely have to try a sample. I have a feeling that like the lavender shade would not be very flattering on me. I have more kind of very fair neutral to pink toned skin, so I think this would be better suited to someone who has more yellow in their skin to kind of help neutralize it. So it's interesting to me, but I wouldn't, you know, plunk down $38 for it right now. So this is just an example of that travel size of a Nest candle that I was talking about. They don't have it in the lavender scent, so I just kind of added that just to keep it on my radar, I guess. And then finally, this is the Kat Von D Alchemist Holographic Palette. I'm strongly considering picking this up, partly because it's limited edition, and I've heard mixed things about it, but it's still kind of calling to me. So if it's on sale, I kind of feel like why not? I might regret not picking it up later. So I think I'm going to call it a day with those items. I might just quickly scroll through the rest of my list. So if you see anything that you have a question about, whether I have tried it or not, or just what my thinking is, I'll mention this really quick. This is the Well Kept Holiday Tech Trio gift set, and I think this is limited edition. Yeah. And it was, I think it was more than 15, but I think it was reduced. And each one of these packets, I think, goes for $5 maybe. But these are really great lens cleaners. I use them on my glasses or my cell phone, and they work really well. So that might be something to look into, especially if it's a limited edition set. So I thought this would be a good Mother's Day gift if you are looking for one. It's only $20, and you're basically getting 5 of the Erin perfumes, and these are, I think, around twice the size of your standard perfume sample, so you're getting a little bit more than just, the standard sample size. And they come in a nice little package and everything, so I thought that was a nice gift idea. Kevin Aquan is one of those brands that you can find on Derm Store, for example, and they have more frequent, like 20% off sales and that sort of thing. So I always like keeping the Sephora favorite sets kind of on my radar. These are a good thing to buy from Sephora, obviously, because they're not sold anywhere else. Same with their perfume sample sets. You get a lot of different samples, and then you can redeem this little certificate you get for the one that you like the most. I've tried this. This was my first exposure to the Sephora VIB serum, which I eventually purchased in full size from Derm Store. So I'm kind of convinced that the Drunk Elephant product is worth the money because of the form of vitamin C that they use and the packaging to keep it stable. This one I didn't think was anything special. I've never tried either of these two products. I've tried marula oil before. I think I used the Cure brand, which is much more affordable. So I might pick this up at some point just to kind of try this product and see how this compares. So this is an example of the Sephora Favorites sample set that I was talking about. There's that certificate. This one is out of stock, but they usually always have one option available at a time. So this one has the Sephora serum and has that Lancer polish. If you are interested in those products, that may be a good set to look at. This would be another cute little Mother's Day gift if you're looking for one from Tory Burch. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that look at my Sephora wish list, and I hope you find that the little tips I had are helpful to you. Like I said, I probably will only pick up maybe 2 or 3 items from the sale. Realistically, I just don't really need that much. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.